All right, guys, number 164 is The Transformation Mask by the Kwaka Waka Waka people, and it is probably my favorite piece in the Native North American little section that we're in right now. But the College Board has a really good video that they made teaching this piece, so I'm going to show that. It's also being taught by an art history teacher who teaches this class at the high school that I went to in Florida, and I think she does a really good job. So we're going to listen to her talk about the transformation mask, and then I'm going to add a little bit of more information at the end.
I'm going to be taking you through this lesson. So what are we going to learn today? We're going to be focusing on a whole new artwork, and we're going to be practicing two different skills. We're going to be looking at number 164, the transformation mask. And this was made by a people that live in the northwest coast of Canada in what we now call British Columbia. And their name can be kind of scary. It looks kind of scary. There's lots of K's, lots of W's, lots of stuff going on up there, but I promise you it's not that bad. So I gave you a little breakdown over here on the right. It's the Kwak Waka Wak. Kwak Waka Wak. The Kwak Waka Wak people live in what we now call British Columbia in the Pacific Northwest, and they are the creators of some of these super cool masks known as transformation masks. So that's what we're going to be focusing on within this video. So we are going to be building upon our skills here. We're going to be digging into skills 2B and 2D. So with 2B, we have to be able to explain how the possible intent, purpose, and or function shape the creation or meaning of a work of art. So the questions we're going to be asking: what was the purpose or intent of the work? What was the function of the work? And then for 2D, we're going to be explaining how artistic decisions about form, style, materials, content, function, and or context of a work of art or a group of related works of art elicit a response or shape its reception. So we'll be asking two different questions for this one as well. How did what was happening in the artist's world or historically affect the audience for the work? And who and what did the work influence? So we got a lot to dig into here. We better get going. So first of all, what was the purpose or intent of this work? If we take a look at it, we can see that it's made out of wood and it's got some paint on it and it's got some raffia. So we need to know a little bit about the Kwak Waka Wak and their history and a few of their traditions in order to understand what the purpose or intent of this work was. So the Kwak Waka Wak are divided into clans. These clans are also divided into subgroups called Numan.
All right, I would write this information down for context.
And their clans are associated with animals: killer whale, eagle, raven, and wolf. Those are their four major clans. So this mask was made to be used in ceremonies led by one of these clans. And I want you to pause and consider, based on the visual characteristics of this mask, what clan do you think this was made for? If you guessed eagle, you're totally correct. This is an eagle mask. It is thought. Within these subgroups, within the Numan, they owned images. They safeguarded images. They kind of had like logos that represented their families. So this eagle was like this particular clan or Numan's logo. Within a Numan, within a subgroup, think of them as kind of families, they were ranked. And there were only certain individuals who held the rights, including rights to wear masks like this one, to kind of own this logo that belonged to their family. And it is believed, it is still believed, because this is still practiced by the Kwak Waka Wak, that the transformation mask, when it was danced, when it was performed, along with a lot of other regalia, when that happened, the dancer would have within them their ancestors and supernatural forces. It was a way that connected the past with the present. It's a way that they connected with their ancestors and with the past. So now that we know all this, what was the function of this work? Well, in the Kwak Waka Wak population, they have these winter ceremonies called potlatches. And I want you to think of the word potlatch like you think of the word potluck. Potluck is a party, you bring something and you share it with other people. That's kind of what potlatches were. They're a very different type of ceremonial celebration within the Kwak Waka Wak. It was communal, it was led by a leader, and instead of having people bring stuff to you, you give away your wealth. You redistribute your wealth. That's how you mark your status, by giving away a lot.
And we are going to see something very similar to that when we go to the Pacific art units, where they are redistributing wealth out into the community as a sign of wealth.
This is how a new mine or a family or a clan celebrates its powers and its rights and reestablishes and reaffirms within the community their importance. So how does the mask play a role in the potlatch? That's what we got to figure out. We know now that it was used in potlatches, but how? So we need to know that it opens up. So from the outside of this mask, where we see it closed on the left, we see that it opens up and it reveals another being within. And in this case, it happens to be a face, a more human looking face. And we can see evidence of the eagle on the inside of the mask as well. And we can also see that there are strings. So how is this used? Well, the dancer transforms. This was a way that the clan, that the new mine connected to their past. So when the established member wears the transformation mask, they pull at hidden strings to reveal an ancestor within, to reveal an ancestor beneath. This celebrates the clan's power. It reminds people of their history. It reminds people of their rights. And in the Kwakwaka'wakw population, many of their supernatural beings are transformed. They can transform. They're known as tricksters. They can change form. They can remove their skins. So in this case, the dancer is transforming into another creature, into maybe an ancestor or another supernatural being, sometimes even another animal. So who is the audience for these transformation masks? Well, they were used at the potlatches. So it's going to be the people who were invited to the potlatch. It would be the members of that clan, the new mine, who had been invited to watch, who had been invited to participate in this celebration of that particular clan or new mine. How did the artistic decisions made when creating this work aim to elicit a response? Well, this was all about pride. It was all about your devotion and your connection to your clan. So audience members would have been very proud to be there. They were used in events that celebrated pivotal parts of life. Think of marriages, births of important births of children into the clan. When a new member of society is initiated into higher ranks, these are joyful, celebratory events. So people would be very happy. They would be together as a group, linked in their bloodlines and linked to their history. So these are very happy events. And then based on the way that the mask would be opened and revealed, it would happen in the darkness, in a big house in the middle of the community, and the strings would be hidden. So the way that the transformation mask transforms and opens could come as a surprise to a lot of the members of the audience. It could surprise them. It could inspire awe because they don't really know exactly how it's happening, and the darkness kind of conceals it. So what should we take away? Well, function, that's the big one. They literally transform when being danced because they're manipulated by the dancer. They are used in potlatches, ceremonies where the clan gives away or redistributes their wealth to others. And these crests, or these animal images, in this case an eagle, symbolically represents the clans and their ancestors. And it will represent the future people of that clan. And then the audience response. The form and the materials of the mask allow for the transformation process to be hidden and then revealed with great drama during the potlatch, during a pivotal moment. So that could be pretty awe-inspiring. And then this collective audience of clan members, all joined by blood already or by marriage, would be joyful. They would be celebratory. They would be prideful. That's why they're there. That's why they're there to celebrate. So that is all I have for you today. We hope that you join us for the videos in 5-4.
All right, here's another short video clip.
From our very beginning, we were a world of transformation. We had all of our first ancestors transformed from other beings. And so from that point on, through our evolution, masks have played an integral part in the things we do, the things we say we stand for, the things we believe in.
All right, I think it's important to remember that when we see these artworks in museums, and we see them printed in books, and we see them on pictures in the classroom, they're very static and still. But a lot of these artworks would have been part of, a ritual, a movement, part of a costume. There would be drums and sound involved and smells. So I think it's important to see this one in an actual video clip. Okay, you don't need to write all this. I'm just going to read this about some more ideas of what these are depicting. Because remember, there's more than one transformation mask. There was once a time when birds, fish, animals, and humans differed only in skin covering and had the ability to transform at will. All living beings were unified, and animals could take on human form, just as humans could become animals, birds, fish, and mythological creatures. When dancers are wearing these masks, they are transformed into the spirits represented on the mask. In the myth, the original animal ancestor shed their skin and emerged as a human being. The skins became the masks later associated with the name of the ancestor. Each mask works by hiding the human person in the skin, transforming the wearer into the ancestor. So you could also relate that to other artworks relating back to creation myths, right? You have the kiva that is in the Anasazi Mesa Verde cliff dwellings, and that relates to their creation myth from emerging from the underworld. And then you have the Coyolxauhqui stone, that's a part of the Templo Mayor in the Aztec Mexico, and that's a part of their creation myth. And then also interesting is some of the masks take on different forms, not just this one looks like complete fish. And so the video we watched, she talked about how these potlatches still happen today, but there was a time where these were banned by the US government. So Europeans come, right, and then they witness this event. They thought this idea of giving away possessions is completely opposed to the values of the ideal Christian capitalist society. Christian missionaries thought they were immoral and believed cannibalism also occurred. So in 1885, potlatches were banned till the 1950s, when they were then allowed to happen again. And then the last picture I want to show you, here's two examples of transformation masks that we have at the Nelson. I wish I knew the year of the one on the left. That one's actually pretty recent, not that old. They are a little larger. All right, I hope you guys love the Waka 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 transformation masks now, just like I do.